What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Waiting for anybody to join in here. We kind of want to have a quick little discussion. Not really discussion, but I want to make sure that nobody falls for what is going on. And I know Earl Moorhead just recently had this same, I think, problem. And of course, there's always somebody out there trying to rob somebody, unfortunately. It's the world we live in. But guys, I wanted to make sure, first and foremost, I just wanted to start the stream real quick. I threw a short up real quick because I wanted to make sure that everybody's seen everything as quickly as possible. But do not, I repeat, do not send anybody any money through Venmo or any garbage for this Everest giveaway. I had to unfortunately delete the video because somebody's trying to scam people on there and getting them to send money for something. I didn't even open up what they were trying to do because honestly I didn't want to get the channel hacked or anything else. So I just deleted the video. I don't know what we're going to do just yet about... What's up, everybody? What's up, Alden? Yeah, thank you, Alden. I appreciate Alden Coster. He sent me a text real quick and let me know that people were getting these messages apparently on I don't know if you guys were you guys receiving them through YouTube or something like that? Because I didn't even see what was happening, but I just wanted to make sure everybody was addressed as quick as possible, not to send anybody any money. Sorry if the lighting's kind of off. I set everything up really fast on here because I wanted to make sure I could get a hold of as many people as I could to make sure nobody got scammed out of any money. Because, guys, I would never ask anybody for anybody. That was the point of these giveaways, is I'm just trying to pass on cars that I've been enjoying and having fun with to somebody else to enjoy. As I kind of rotate through and cycle through my collection of what I run and kind of getting new things and stuff. I like to, rather than the cars just sitting there collecting dust and doing nothing, I figured, pass them on to you guys. You guys know any guys that have won any of them? I've been paying for shipping. I ain't asking for $1, and I never would. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that that was not me on there. There was obviously somebody trying to hack into to get a hold of people, of course, and it just seems to be the way, unfortunately, anymore. There's too many people trying to catch a free dollar off of everybody through other people's work and through other people's, channels and stuff like that. It's unfortunate. I know Earl, I just heard about this yesterday or the day before, I think the same thing happened. And so, yeah. Earl, was this the same? In the comments and emails. You were getting emails from these people? Yeah, that's what freaked me out, Alden. As soon as I seen their messages pop up in the comments on that video, it had my logo in their picture, and I'm like, what is this? And then all of a sudden, a whole bunch of more messages started showing up, and I was like, oh boy. And then it wasn't more than 2 or 3 minutes later that you messaged me out and telling me that this was going on. So I just deleted the video off of YouTube and hoping that, it at least stops them being able to contact you guys. And I apologize, everybody. I'm really sorry that, any of you guys are having to get this garbage and stuff sent to you. Obviously not what I wanted. So I'm hoping that ends it. Earl, since you're in here, did that end the issues with yours whenever you basically deleted the video? And did you have to do anything else? I just want to make sure that nobody out there runs into any problems with this whole situation. They were replying. Okay, so they were replying to all your entry messages. I don't know I'm not sure what the best way to do this now, honestly, guys, with giving away the Everest. It seemed like this only happened whenever I made it public on on RC Bashers and Crashers on like the Facebook things. So maybe if I don't make the video public on any other platform except YouTube, it might be safe. I don't know. I'm hoping. I wanted to get the car, find a new home for the car. But that was the first and foremost. Justin Dover, you just got one. Yeah, I'm hoping that it's just... Yes, the video deleted ended yesterday, but any video that says giveaway... Yeah, I think you're right, Earl. And I know that, Earl, that's probably a big reason why you don't. And I think, especially when it comes to stuff like this, especially with using, other social media platforms is just a nightmare, unfortunately. Because, everybody tries to get a hold of it, and everybody tries to do stuff like this. But anyway, guys, obviously, don't open it up. I'm sure all you guys are smart enough to know that. Don't open any of these things up. Like I said, the video is deleted. I will make a new video probably sometime tomorrow with the giveaway, and I'm not even going to put on their giveaway. I'm just going to put like maybe Everest entry or something like that. That anybody that wants to enter, and then we'll start the comments on that and do the entry that way and I'm not going to make it public on any platform other than YouTube. So I learned my lesson that way. Dirt Bike, did you win? No, unfortunately we had to delete it, Dirt Bike. But we're going to have to redo it. So I guess, we'll have to redo the whole thing again and start a new one. But anyway, guys, since we're here, there's nothing I'm working on tonight. I just got home from the indoor track. I finally took the old Techno ET48 to the indoor track for the first time. As you guys can see, the wheels are still nicely packed with dirt. They had watered it right before we left. And I'm going to try to slide the laptop a little bit out of the way. Sorry, I didn't even set up the other cameras. I just plugged in one. I just tried to get everything set up as quickly as I could. But, yeah, Charles, there is a lot of scammers. Yeah, I know. I seen some other pictures people were posting up on something on one of those Facebook sites where you could buy an X-Max for $79. It's like, guys, obviously, if it seems too good to be true, it is. Unfortunately, there's always somebody trying to pull a fast one. Sorry, Alden. No Tesla Roadster. At least not this giveaway. Maybe someday, Yeah. Yeah, guys, this Techno, a couple things I learned tonight with driving this thing for the first time. Number one, the car is just super forgiving. I mean, you come up a little short, you come up long with jumping this thing. I mean, the suspension is just phenomenal. Had a ton of fun with this thing. Obviously, I kind of set it up, as it's stock, the way the directions basically say in the manual. They kind of give you a guideline on where to start the tuning, on the shocks and on all the different points on where to mount your A-arm or your camber links and just everything, and where all the points mount for your hinge pin braces, because you can offset all those. There's tons of tuning options on this thing. So I kind of did it for the middle of the road is what they call it, or consider it, just kind of like normal. It's a good place to start. But I ran it tonight, ran it up there for quite a while. I went through quite a number of battery packs, and two things I found out. Number one, for a track that small, this thing was a little too big for it. For that little or smaller indoor track, the truck's a little on the large side. Needed to gear it down a tiny bit, because I had geared it up a few teeth, but on that track I would need to drop it down a few more teeth. But had an absolute blast up there. Got to rip this thing around for quite a while. I did get some video footage, recorded some stuff for a while on and off. So you guys are able to see some of my disastrous driving attempts on the track. But by the end of the night, I recorded earlier on in the night, and then as evening went on, I kind of just fell into this groove where, I wasn't trying to go fast. I wasn't trying to come into certain places fast, if that makes sense, that I was just kind of running a constant, even pace, and it was getting faster and faster, and I was getting more comfortable with it, and I had a ton of fun with it, so I definitely cannot wait to take this thing up there, and now that there's a local track, it's only like 15 minutes from me, it's an outdoor track, and it's bigger, which will be perfect for this thing. Definitely looking forward to take this thing there during the summertime, because it should be a good time. Beachfront property I own cost me $100 10 years ago. Waiting to close. Wow, that's a pretty good price there, Earl. I'll tell you what. Yeah, Earl. I'll be back out for the Super Bowl. I guess the location is to be determined, but from what I know is we're coming back out to LA for when we do the Super Bowl, and I'll be out there for like 2 or 2.5 weeks, something like that. So hopefully, if you're around, I'm gonna try this time. I'm gonna pick up a Pelican case or two to travel with, to be able to throw maybe like the Talon or something like that to be good to take out with me, so that I don't have to break somebody else's car the whole time. Thanks for stopping by, Alden, and thank you for shooting me that text, bud, whenever you started seeing this pop up. I appreciate that, man. Oh, you're building it. Which one are you building right now, Earl? Are you doing the ET or the EB or something completely different? M2C emulsion pistons with regular 6S caps. I believe so. These are the emulsion caps on the Techno that I got. M2C sent me. These are the emulsion caps on this thing, and the suspension on this thing is just phenomenal. Like I said, I've never had a car that had such forgiving and plush landings. It's, I come up short lots of times. I mean, granted, I didn't set up the Typhon. Yeah, I'm trying to remember names. I didn't set the Typhon suspension up, obviously. I mean, as much as this one has. But compared to the Typhon running on the track, compared to this, I mean, it was just a night and day difference with the suspension and handling. It was just, it was a pleasure to drive this thing. Oh, the MT410. Nice, Earl. That thing should be a lot of fun. Heard a lot of people had a lot of good times with those things. 4 doors. So you mean I didn't get bumped to the top of the list? No, 4 doors. I'm sorry, but everybody got bumped completely. I had to delete the whole video for that. We're going to have to do a take 2 on the Everest giveaway, and it's going to be more on the down low. So anybody that recently subscribed to the channel, at least you'll at least know the video's coming out. Because I know before most of the other giveaways I was doing, not making it public. It was just on a subscriber base. And I thought, I thought I'd put the Everest out there to a couple of the groups. And that came back to bite me. So, live and learn. I'm just going to, from now on, keep them all just very quiet as far as the giveaways. Because don't need to be dealing with that. Or you guys need to be dealing with that. Do the entries that were sent encountered? Everyone will have to re-enter, because that video, the way that the video was going to work, and I've done all the past ones, was, I basically pull that video and throw it into the random YouTube comment picker, and with that keyword, which was going to be Everest, and then it was going to randomly pick a comment. Now that video's gone, we're going to have to start a new one, unfortunately. I apologize, but unfortunately there's too many thieves out there that ruin everybody's fun. I had a question about the RPM A-arms on the Big Rock. Are they any good? I don't have the RPM on my Big Rock. I don't think you guys can see that. No. Anyway, no, I don't have the RPM on my Big Rock. I left those stock. I like the RPM A-arms on the 3S line And so far, I like them on the X-Max. I haven't put them on anything else, but I don't know if you guys can see back here. But this is the Kraton 8S. It's in 2 pieces at the moment. Any of you guys that's seen... well, I guess the only thing it would have been on his Instagram. But I had posted up the video from yesterday. I was at the motocross track with the Kraton 8S. Sorry, still kind of getting over the cold I had. But I decided to launch the Kraton 8S off a jump and go head first into a telephone pole. Needless to say, that didn't end very well. Completely exploded the front bulkhead. The front bulkhead completely, both front and rear hinge pin braces on the top and both ones on the bottom completely exploded. The bulkhead blew apart. I broke one of the front A-arms. I broke one of the rear A-arms. All the parts will be here the next day or two. But I did decide to put the RPMs on the Kraton 8S. I was talking to a couple of the guys that running them on the Outcast 8S and said they've had pretty good luck with them and they've liked them. So I'm going to give them a try on the Kraton and see how I like them. I do like the RPM on the 3S line. I'm not a gigantic fan of them on the 6S line, mainly because they start flexing too much and you start popping your dog bones out of your differentials all the time. The drive shaft pops out a little easier. So that's why I haven't been a big fan of them on the 6S line, but I like their A-arms. Thanks, JPRC Craziness. I appreciate that. I know I haven't actually done a live stream, and I apologize, guys, that this is under the circumstances we had to start a live stream. But I wanted to make sure that anybody that even popping in here for a second or sees the title of this knows that not to send any of these boneheads any money. But anyway, guys, the Techno, this thing is awesome. Had a ton of fun with this thing tonight. I did end up clocking. There's like a double section, and it came out of this really quick S-turn. I was having a heck of a time, and you guys will see it in the video. This turn was my nemesis for the whole entire evening. Trying to keep enough speed coming through this S-turn to make both the double was really tough. Well, I came out of it one time. They had just got done sprinkling the track real quick. I hit it, and I came off it sideways and clocked into the side of the wall. And I thought I snapped an A-arm, but it actually blew both of the screws out of the rear hinge pin brace on the bulkhead. Luckily, I went inside, and they had the slightly longer Techno screws that, luckily, there's still about another 1/4 inch of threads inside the bulkhead that weren't used yet or ripped out. So I was able to rethread the new screws in there. She fit up good and ran the rest of the night, but really liked the car. It was a good time. Had a lot of fun with this thing. So definitely be heading back out with that again soon. Hopefully. But yeah, this is the front end of the Kraton at the moment. I got a new bulkhead and got all that back together. I'm waiting for the A-arms, obviously, because this is how the front A-arm just completely blew apart. It just shattered. And the back one just split in one spot. So, not a terrible amount of damage, but, I mean, it was enough. So, and also busted off the little retaining clip for one of the front center braces that come down to connect to the front of the motor. Sheared that piece of plastic off. So, that's broken also. What's up, RC Lunatic? They were out of the stock. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. I had put together a lot of fun with the Kraton 8S on that video. And then I had this little ball of fun. And you know, when I first got this thing, guys, I'll say the first 2 runs with the Max, I was not happy with it at all. In the first 5 minutes, both times of running it, either I broke a C-hub or one of the steering links and didn't get a very long runtime on it. And it was rather gutless. So, I ordered the Traxxas, because they're the only ones I could find at the moment. Try and bring us up here. It's kind of a fight since I only have one camera right now. But I ordered the and put on the aluminum Traxxas arms. So these ones are actually repairable. You can replace the ends when these ones break. So I put those on there. I have a set of aluminum C-hubs coming for this thing, so I stopped breaking those. Hopefully that'll cure that little bit of problem. But I changed up the suspension oil. I put a little heavier weight oil in the shocks. And suspension feels great now. And to fix the part of it being a little gutless, yeah, yes, David, the Max definitely has weak steering links. The whole front steering assembly on this whole car is a little bit on the weak side. But it is quite tough. Now that I kind of know what the weak spots are, that I can fix them, not a big deal. But anyway, so since it was a little bit on the gutless side, you could definitely tell that the ESC was just, it doesn't have very much. So since I had changed out the ESC and the X-Max and put the Max 5 combo in there, because I have the Max 5 with the 1100 kV, I took the X-Max ESC, and it's a direct bolt-in, it's exact same ESC size, bolted the X-Max ESC in there, still running it on 4S, and this thing, it livened this car up perfect. I mean, it is just a blast. Took this thing down to the skate park and was just launching this thing down there, and it had some really nasty landings on a few things. I was trying to pull some quadruple backflips and landed them ugly a couple times, and the truck it held up great. It came home in one piece with nothing broken, and I had a lot of fun with it. So now it's a few little tweaks to the X-Max, just like every car. It doesn't matter what it is. Every car usually needs a few little tweaks and turns and changes made to make them, how you want to drive them. And again, like I said in that one video, set them up how you want to drive it and how you like to. So now I kind of got this thing running how I like it. I'm definitely enjoying the Max. I had a lot of fun with this thing. What's up, RC something? Thanks, RC something. Yes. I think we're going to make up some stickers, man. I think we're going to do... I got to get maybe the Creighton 8S buckled around the telephone pole and make that into a sticker somehow. It would be very fitting, I feel. I have had a lot of telephone pole and tree encounters, especially over this summer. Between landing them in trees, landing them into trees, and just plain slamming into them. It's been, yeah. You summed it up, RC something, bars and poles. Oh, boy. Trying to look through some of the comments here real quick. Appreciate everybody stopping in here. But I just wanted to... I was gonna put out just a quick video other than in the short, but I figured, you know what? I finally was home for more than a few days, and I've been off for a little bit and getting to enjoy working on some cars and going out and ripping around. Finally got to go to the indoor track tonight and have a lot of fun. So I figured, while I was at it, make sure you guys all knew that was a scammer, and I was afraid, because as soon as I seen some people commenting back on there saying, is this for the Everest? Do I need to send it? I'm like, nope. I don't want that scamming a-hole to get a single dollar from any of you guys, because that stuff just really ticks me off. So, I guess since we're on a subject of, different cars and things going on. Now, I just got this today. 4 doors. I need something big for the channel for the new year. What do you mean you need something big? You mean like a big car, or don't know exactly what you mean, 4 doors? I have to change. Earl, did they keep... are they going to keep... would they keep my avatar picture on there? Because, if I deleted the video, they shouldn't be attacking any of the subscribers or anybody out there now. And they have no reason to go after any other video since there's nothing else as far as giveaways. So I'm hoping that ends it. You guys like the sweet techno map? The pit mat. I got this tonight because at the track you're supposed to have a mat. So I got this, and then I figured it covered my table here quite nicely. So got a sticker made, Trevor and Creighton. Yeah, you know, it was funny tonight. We were we're at the indoor track. It's about an hour north of me, and we're up there, and we walk in. Me and Trevor came with me. Me and Trevor roll in there. We start getting stuff set up and getting cars unpacked. And two guys come. Well, one guy rolls in first, and he's like, "Hey," he goes, "You're on YouTube, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's around." She's like, "Oh yeah," because as soon as I heard your voice, I recognized. Well, anyway, another guy shows up, same kind of thing. We're talking, and this dude because Trevor was kind of playing track marshal with flipping people's cars back over. And this one guy with a Techno, is an EB48, the buggy version, hits Trevor right in the side with this thing. And this guy's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to hit you." And I literally turned at the guy and said, "Don't worry about it." I said, "Trevor's used to it." And the guy just lost it because he goes, he's watched some of the videos from the channel and seen Trevor get, hit numerous times. And the guys just died. It was a pretty funny moment, actually. Thanks, John Bruce. I really appreciate that. The rear hub adapters. You mean the extensions? They should be... I'm going to pull the X-Max up here real quick. Oh. So, the hub extensions should be out very soon. Also, I can't give the exact price because they told me that they're not set on a definite price yet, but these the longer hubs, the 15 millimeter hubs, or 15 millimeter longer hubs, should I say, are going to be considerably cheaper than the X-Max wide kit. So if you guys are wanting to do the wide kit on this thing, and you want to save yourself some money, I would definitely maybe hold off for another, hopefully not more than another couple weeks. They should be hopefully released. I can't speak on that part. Avery, told me that, they were getting the rest of the tooling done on as far as the last little tweaks that they were doing to it. Because there was one other modification that they were going to change and make them so that you could run, because like right now I'm running the 24 millimeter hexes on mine. They are going to set them up so that you can do the 24 millimeter or the stock Traxxas hubs. So you could do either one. So if you want to stay with your Traxxas wheels, you'll be able to. You don't have to go to a 24 millimeter wheel. So that's definitely another great thing that they decided to change and set up on it. But they will be out very soon. And guys, if you guys seen that video with this thing down at the skate park, this truck was up there. And it came down, and all these longer, the hubs, everything held up great. Everybody that's been running them so far, all in the testers group. There was me, Rich Duper Bash, RC Dude, Commander A-Stig, Three Sons RC. Everybody that's been running these things and beating on them in all different forms and fashions, they've all been holding up really well. So I think they're going to be a great option for the X-Max, because I'll tell you what, this thing just handled, honestly, so much better with the slightly wider wheelbase. You get 30 millimeters total combined between the 15 on each side, and it just handled so nice, and it didn't want to roll like it usually does, and speeds coming into corners and different things. It just handled like a dream. So, honestly, really love those extensions. They've been working out quite nice. Try and read any comments here. The line they had won one of your previous... The line they used with me said I had won one of your previous gift... Wow. That's interesting. Man, these guys just try to find every way possible to... Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, RC. Yeah, and Thunder RC, because he just recently got in the testing group and all that stuff, and he's been beating, as you guys have seen any of his stuff, he's been beating the snot out of all his trucks and everything that he's doing, just launching them off of his death ramp. So, yeah, he's also been, everybody's been beating on him pretty good, and all the hub extensions are holding up great. Now, I know many of you in here all have different feelings about, what belongs on an X-Max, what doesn't belong on an X-Max, and that part's irrelevant right now. As you guys know, I'm running the Max 5 combo with the 1100 kV motor. I'm running 30-50 gearing, and with running this ESC and motor, running this whole top brace assembly from M2C Racing. It allows me to mount the ESC up here and fit it in here, period, because I don't know if you've ever tried to fit a Max 6 in here with this combo. It's not possible without mounting it somewhere else. It doesn't work in its normal spot. So that's a big reason why this whole top center brace is on here too, was to be able to mount the electronics that I wanted to put in this thing. So, what's up, Jeremy Thornton? Yeah, Thunder's definitely been beating and sending those things pretty hard. I just got my first RC Armor Notorious 6S for some... Man, the Armor Notorious and the Outcast 6S, same truck. Those things are great. A lot of fun. Exactly, Earl. Everybody's X-Max is built for their bashing. That's exactly the best way to say it. Everybody likes doing different things. Everybody likes bashing different ways. So, everybody can set them up different ways. However, and I'm hoping... I don't think it should matter that I show anybody this thing right now. They didn't tell me not to. I'm sorry, Avery, if I show this to anybody I shouldn't be, but it was sent to us and we're going to put it on, and I'm putting it on either tonight or tomorrow. Now, I'm not going to get into totally how... Jesus, man. It's one thing you can say about M2C's packing and their boxes. You know when you get one of their boxes because you need a razor blade to get into it. What's that? I think I'm... There you are. Nice scent. What's up, RC guy? Yeah, RC guy. In fact, that's where I learned about Earl getting scammed. I was watching your stream this morning. I think it was this morning I was watching you. And I heard you talking about Earl's whole thing, and then I kind of run into some videos and found out. But that's how I heard about Earl dealing with the same problem, was through you, RC. Commander Astig, what is up, buddy? Yeah, Commander kind of was midst of doing some, how did RC Guy Garage put it? Some, oh geez, now I just forgot the word. Doing some damage control. Because, trying to do a giveaway, and then I had to get a stupid scammer on my channel trying to get people to Venmo them money for something, for either shipping. I don't even know what they were trying to do. So we decided to start a live stream real quick here, and now we're getting into cars, and, well, you know what this is, Commander Astig. We're talking about the new center brace, the new prototype that M2C Racing. I'm going to show you guys. Wait till you guys see this setup and show you guys real quick where it's at. Hold on, I'm just making sure. Guy on a Moose, what's up, buddy? What is going on with the comments on here? It's kind of weird. Anyway, so what this is going to do, and this is kind of just a layman's term of how this is going to set up. Now, I know, again, we're not getting into this discussion. Because the X-Max, this was my feelings on the X-Max, and everybody can chime in on their feelings too, but the X-Max and the power plant that it has is great for just normal running, bashing. The truck has enough, it runs good, it has enough power, but if you start trying to push it further than its stock form, especially come electronics, and jumping it higher, the flex that the truck is intended to have starts being counteractive and damaging stuff. That's my best description for what I'm trying to explain right now. So, anyway, MTC Racing, we've been talking, and guys were dealing with, obviously, breaking the center chassis. I completely shattered mine. I broke the center chassis, the front rear bulkhead, everything. Because when you start getting those harder jumps, the truck collapsing in on itself or springing outwards. What this is going to do is mount in here in such a way. Now, it's not going to make it really any different to tear apart or do anything. I think it's going to sit somewhere around in there. I'm not sure if there's an up or a down to this yet. I have to still download and look at the PDF file to totally know how I'm installing this thing. I'm sure it'll be simple. Everything that they usually put together is super easy to put together. But basically, it's going to mount in there just like that. Now, any of you guys who can see this and understand engineering at all, or Flex, is going to see what this is going to do. Now, they had a guy, when they were kind of testing this out, standing on top of the X-Max, and he was weighing in just about 300 pounds, and the truck didn't move. So, that's pretty interesting, and I'm really curious and excited to try this thing out and see what this is like and how it performs with the chassis flex and snapping, the chassis and the bulkheads and everything else. Because any of you guys have seen also, Rich Duperbash, he's been busting these things left and right. So, I'm going to be getting this thing installed probably, I'm hoping either tonight or tomorrow, and then taking this thing back out again in the next day or two. And we might decide to go down to the skate park again and send it off the vert wall and see how it handles and holds up with this on there. I got a whole nother chassis and a whole nother set of bulkheads. I ordered 2 of everything literally for this truck after the last incident. So if I do explode this thing again, the only thing I'm going to be dealing with is a few more hours of piecing this thing back together again. But it won't be the first time because I've pieced many of my cars. I've pieced the X-Max together. I've pieced the Armors together. I'm piecing the Creighton 8S back together again. They all break. They all explode. I wouldn't move with 300 pounds on me either. Well, what I mean, Earl, is that, if you stand on that chassis, it's going to bend. And it's going to create that flex where the chassis starts caving in, or you start getting the wheels that are pulling up on those heavier landings. So this is kind of trying to keep everything from not... But what's interesting when I seen the video is the aluminum piece does allow a little bit of give, just enough. But hopefully not enough for everything to snap off on those really bad landings. So, yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting thing for the X-Max. I just noticed they do have a labeling here on the front, so you do know which end it goes towards the front of the car. But there's just that. And the mounting pieces. Sorry, I know. I'm sorry, the lighting absolutely stinks down here tonight because I didn't get to really mess around with it. But anyway, there's the screws you need. There's 8 screws and the 2 aluminum pieces that mount on the other side. So, we'll be getting this thing mounted up. I'm excited about that. All my RC brother. What's up, Peter? What's up, RC Frall? You're not too late to the party. I'm just hoping nobody Venmo'd the, trying to be, not get a strike against YouTube, but what's on YouTube from trying to scam people on there. So, hopefully enough people that anybody that's visiting the channel or seeing that sees this live stream right now and knows not to do anything with them. But yeah, no, anyway, guys, this will be going on to the X-Max next and getting to try that thing out. Playing around with the X-Max and having some fun with this thing. I'm also, my local hobby shop just called me when I was on my way to the indoor track tonight, or later this afternoon. They called me and they got the car I ordered came in. And Earl, you know what this is because of the text message I sent you the other day. What it is. Haven't ever had one, and I don't even have one of these style trucks in my collection here at all. So I'm excited to get in. and rip it around, because I haven't had one. And say this, I drove Earl's, and I had a lot of fun with it. And I think I actually set, was it the top speed record for that car, I think, Earl? By like 1 mile per hour or something. Is that what you think it is, RC? Something? You never know. You could be right. Man, guys, it has been windy. Like, it sounds like there's a tornado outside right now. The wind is just insane. What else we got going on? Now we're just kind of chatting and messing around. Kurt Stevens, did you get it? Yeah, RC, something you might be onto something. To them as dumpsters. Yeah, does he call it the trash bag? Is that the X-Max? Don't you call that the trash bag? I mean, guys, I love the X-Max. You know, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the truck. It's a totally different driving versus the Italian hoagie. It's a totally different driving, but it's fun, and you can beat on a thing pretty heavily, and it just keeps on rolling. You know, when that thing jumped it off that cliff down at the motocross track, I mean, I was amazed that thing landed that thing and kept rolling the rest of the day. Yeah, Jeremy, this Talon, it's always impossible to kind of say, well, this is my favorite car. But if anybody said enough, earlier in this video when I was telling Earl that, I'm coming back out to Los Angeles, hopefully I can meet up with them and we can go out for a little run again. But if there's going to be one car that I would want to pack up and take somewhere, it's going to be the Italian. Just because it's got a good grind clearance. It's a great mixture between a Creighton 6S and the Typhon. Because it's got more ground clearance than the Typhon, but it's got that low center of gravity, and the car just flies. I mean, and the durability of this thing, I sent this thing off that same jump that I did the X-Max, and the only thing I broke on this was the front bulkhead. It blew off the front cover kind of, and cracked part of the bulkhead. $10. I changed the bulkhead out in like 20 minutes, and she was back up and running again. But this thing is just one of my favorite cars. I mean, definitely in the top 3. After doing a few upgrades to it with the M2C chassis and braces and stuff, like, I can just launch this thing, and it just keeps on rolling. It does not care. And the other issue I had with this thing was stripping the wheel hubs out, and after putting, these hex savers on here, they have been working out great and not ripping the hexes out on this thing anymore and losing wheel nuts. So they have been a great addition to the car. But yeah, definitely I would say the Italian hoagie is probably in the top 2. I don't know what would be better. I mean, honestly, my Outcast 8S, that thing, for the size of it and the weight of it, it does not perform like that. The car jumps amazing, flies amazing, and honestly, the durability in that thing has just been incredible. That's what Earl, when I was out there, driving Earl's out there in California, I fell in love with that truck. I was set on buying the Losi DBXLE initially, and then after driving his Outcast, I fell in love with that thing, and that's what made me build that thing. And I honestly, probably, I hate to even say it, but honestly, that's probably my favorite truck at the moment. And then the Italian comes in number 2. And honestly, I think the Outcast would win just because the size and still what it's capable of is pretty amazing to me. All right, what do we got? I bought an X-Max last month. Great RC. Yeah, David Brennan, it's definitely, the X-Max is an awesome truck. I have a ton of fun with mine. Trying to see. Trash bags for everyone. Exactly, RC. They're a fun truck that you either love, hate, or love to hate. Or hate to love. Yeah, I guess that'd be the best way to say this, is you hate to love it. Because it's like sometimes it's aggravating, but the truck overall, it's hard to hate the X-Max because it is a fun time. Is what you're getting? No. Well, I don't want to narrow down the options here. JPRC. I do want to get one of those. I had a lot of fun driving Earls, but I'm afraid I think I had a lot of fun with the DBXLE. I just don't know, how. I'm afraid I'm going to be fixing it all the time. And honestly, I know Earl said multiple times that, the truck is not easy or cheap to fix. So it's a slight turnoff because I do like to be able to just easily get these things back up and running. Honestly, I think this Creighton 8S is probably, I don't even know what it is about working on this truck, guys, but some reason tearing down this Creighton 8S, I look at it, it's just like, ugh, God. I like the truck. I love the truck, but I hate working on it. I don't know what it is about it. It's like everything is just so... Too many things are intertangled, especially with the whole center drivetrain. Sometimes it just drives me crazy tearing that thing apart. And it's just stupid. Like, I can't really show you guys, but the brace that comes up, or not really the brace, I guess the connecting that comes with one of the center center braces comes down to where the motor mounts. It'd be easy enough because it broke the plastic piece off. However, rather than mounting the screw going this way through the plastic and into the metal, that when you break it, you could easily just wind a screw out and put a new one in. No. They decided to put the screw on the inside of the motor plate. So now you got to tear the whole center drive system out of it, split the case in half to get to this stupid screw. Like, I don't know what Arrma was thinking when they came up with that design, but obviously somebody was drunk or stoned the day that they put that together because I don't understand it. I mean, they could have easily made it so it was a slight dished-in recessed screw area for like a button cap, or not button cap, but a pan head to sit right in there nicely. But instead, they decided to hide it, so you got to tear the whole car apart to get to it. And every time last 2 days, I've looked at it and I was going to tear it apart, and I just said, nope, maybe another day. Because I don't want to deal with it. I know, that might sound really lazy, but... I hate all the money I put in the Creighton 6S. Whoa. You know what? We're going to do something here. Because I honestly have always forgot to make anybody moderators in here. So you're going to see, there's going to, sorry, I was just working on making a couple people moderators in here, so at least if anything stupid starts going on in here, somebody else has got control if I'm not looking at Earl. So far, I've made you a moderator. And Commander, I don't know if you're still in here, but you're a moderator. Yeah, I was just trying to remember the video you guys bashing. Yeah, it was from the very beginning of the summer. It was me, Earl, and oh my God, come on, Earl, help me out. I got a complete brain fart. What was his name? It's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, geez, now I'm embarrassed. Anyway, it was me, Earl. Yeah, GRC. Geez, oh man. I kept wanting to say, I was wanting to say something jelly. I don't know why, but yes. Yeah, me, Earl, and GRC were out there. And we had a blast. I mean, honestly, guys, it was one of the funnest days I have had in... Still, it was just ages. Just getting out there, ripping around with those guys. Earl was an awesome host. Getting Levy out there, run a bunch of his cars. We had a lot of fun. And that's why I'm hoping that when I come out there for Super Bowl, we get to hopefully hook up again and have a little more fun. Yeah, RC Furrow, you ever seen GRC? Look him up on there. GRC, he goes out and just completely thrashes the heck out of his stuff. I mean, half the times his bodies are hanging off by one pin, and he's just beating the snot out of them. So, he's a great dude to watch. Also, guys, and I've mentioned this before on a couple times. Well, I think I mentioned on one of the shout-outs. But any of you guys have not watched Speed Psycho, and it's SKYO, I believe. It's Speed SKY, yeah. Any of you guys never checked him out, go check him out, dude. He's just hilarious. The way he puts his videos together, like, maybe it's my humor, I don't know. But the way the guy puts his videos together just crack me up. He puts in these short other little video clip things he adds and sound effects that he puts in with things. And they're just very entertaining videos to watch. So, if you guys are looking for, another good channel to check out, I would definitely go check him out. He's a funny dude. He's made some of them that just had me in tears. I don't remember which video it was, and I was trying to find it on his channel the other day. But it was this whole montage where he broke, he's out there ripping around, I think, the X-Max. He breaks it, and he runs into Haas. He's like, hey, honey, come on, I'm going to go to the RC shop. And all of a sudden, the next clip, they show them in the car driving to the RC shop. But now his wife has an emergency bathroom problem going on, and it just turns into this whole... I was honestly in tears laughing watching this video. I mean, that's just the kind of stuff he does, and it's hilarious. I wish he was in here. He's usually on here a lot. But, yeah, guys, he was cracking me up. But anyway, not sure what else we want to do. Also, guys, anybody out there right now in the comments do any, real... See, the problem is I pretty much beat the snot out of everything I have, so I don't have anything I could put lights into. Now, GT Power had sent me, all those chargers, and they also sent me this really cool light kit. I mean, these are some super... trying to see if you guys can see these. Some really cool light kits. They got little heat sinks on the back of them. Sorry if you can even see these. Sorry for the video tonight, guys. Not the best quality, I know. But anyway, I was thinking about seeing if somebody else could put really good use to these, and I'd love to, maybe see a little video put together of them just being used, because I don't really have anything I could put them in. And I even told them, whenever they said they were sending them to me, I said, honestly, I don't think I can use them because I'm not going to mount them in the Talon or the X-Max or something because they'll just get blown out of the body on the first jump. So, I was thinking, if anybody was really into, has a really nice crawler or something like that, or they're trying to build with, legit headlights, to hit me up, and I'd like to see somebody build something with them, because I'm not going to use them, and there's no point in them sitting here doing nothing. Earl, I did think about that. I was looking to see if there's some way I could mount them. Hold on. So you guys can see I was not really that prepared tonight to do this. I'm running around in gym shorts and, all right. So I was trying to see if there was a way I could mount. I miss running this thing. Earl, that's one thing I am jealous about California is you're not dealing with 28 degrees outside and the wind's blowing at 40 mile an hour. I want to take this thing out so bad, but I mean, the roads have either been covered with water or slush, or it's just been freezing cold. And I've learned my lesson enough times with running this thing in not the proper conditions, and I'm not doing it anymore. But anyway, Talbot. Good point, Joe. Talbot does walk around in sweatpants and everything else, so, Screw scammer. Yes. Ticey, Milica, yes, I know. Screw scammers. I cannot believe they caused this whole debacle. Just trying to do a giveaway, and they got to screw it all up. The main body, add the light behind the wheels area. So you're talking about back in here, I'm guessing? Like down in here? It is a big open area down there too, so the light would mount in there. That could look kind of cool. You know what, or you might be onto something there, because it would look kind of cool, because it would light up the whole front end and all the wheels and everything. You know what? I might give that a try, actually. I wasn't even really thinking about down there, but they would mount in there. And it's all hollow behind that too. So there's plenty of room to mount them. Is there still on this side too? I think so. I think even with the receiver box on this side, they will fit. Yeah. If I mount them right up here in the top front, I think they would fit in there. Might have to give that a try. Yeah, I guess, even during the lighter days where it's not as bright out, would at least be able to see, especially whenever you're running them far away. It's one thing I learned, wow, just from this thing sitting on that rack for the last, couple months, not running, there's actually a flat spot in my tires. I think I'm going to have to put this thing up on blocks. But yeah, it's one thing I learned was not realizing when I first started into running the speed run cars is how much space you actually need. I kept thinking I could get this thing up quicker and do it in shorter areas. And Earl, you were not wrong on that, man. You definitely need a long area to stretch their legs. Because every time I tried to do it in a short distance, it didn't end so well. It was either tumbling or cutting down corn stalks through a cornfield. It didn't end very well. I gotta find something. I'm gonna put this up on a tire. Put it up on a hoon. Gonna keep this thing up off the rack because I don't want these tires getting destroyed. I really like these GRP tires versus the hoons. They definitely get a way more traction. Yeah, I had it up on a stand. I had two RC stands. And I had the Outcast 8S up on the plastic one like an idiot. And it actually pushed the aluminum piece, which I still have here, pushed the aluminum piece through the plastic and broke the stand. So I learned my lesson and bought an aluminum stand, and that's why I had the Techno up on it so that it wasn't sitting on its wheels all the time. But at any rate, yeah, Joe, the corn stalks was an ugly day. I mean, that thing mowed down like 20 feet of corn stalk. I could not believe it cut off into that cornfield, and all you seen was corn stalks flying everywhere. I was a mess. I think that was the last time I was about ready to just chuck that Limitless in the trash at the moment. I was so discouraged after that many crashes. But after getting rid of those Hoon tires and putting the GRPs on there and taking Earl's advice about finding a proper road and everything, been working out great where I can slowly get on that trigger and not have to horse on it so much and start losing control. That, and I turned the steering rate and the gyro all the way down, which helped immensely. So that was a huge plus. Got to work at 5 a.m. Oh, boy. Have a good night, JPRC. I appreciate you stopping by, man. M2C Racing not playing when it comes to the X-Men. No, obviously, you guys, they've been, in the ARMA world, and that's where they've been doing a lot of stuff, and they decided to start kind of messing around a little bit with the Traxxas world, and obviously start with the X-Max, and so far, I love the motor mount and that whole setup. Sorry, the hub extensions are working just beautiful. Really love the hub extensions. And now I got this interesting piece to add to it and see how this works out. From what he's saying, obviously, this can be ran with or without. Jeez, oh man. Obviously, if you're running the stock system, you could run this combined with the top center brace if you're running the electronics like I am, or just run this by itself to keep that thing from breaking. Because honestly, I've been surprised too, because after the last few videos with the X-Max, I've been really surprised on just how many people have been chiming in saying, they have their stock and they were jumping it and they've been breaking the bulkheads and breaking stuff on it. And, I didn't really realize how many people, even in the stock form, are breaking the trucks. Because, I didn't honestly get into breaking any chassis or bulkheads or anything until, I added the electronics on there and the thing started jumping a lot further and jumping a lot higher and, running into that stuff. Just like that vert wall down at the skate park the other day. It's not like I can for even a second go, I can't believe the X-Max broke. A jump like that, it's going to break. And that's what I said. Even before I jumped that thing, I already thought, all right, well, I know I'm fixing the X-Max when this jump's over with. I already knew that in my head. I knew it was going to break. But I have fun doing that stuff. So, and that's what it's all about. And Jeremy, I see you have a little sticker beside your name, which means you're a member on here. I really appreciate that, buddy. I don't get too much into talking about people joining the membership and all that stuff, but that's really awesome, man. I really appreciate that. I don't really, as you guys know, I don't try to push. I throw my link to the shirts and t-shirt stuff down in the description, but I don't try to push any of that stuff. Anybody who wants it or interested, they know where it's at. But really appreciate you joining the membership thing there. The whole YouTube thing has just been awesome. Everything has really taken off recently, and things have really been building up and gaining a lot of momentum in a lot of different directions between people joining the channel, things going on, stuff being sent to this channel. Everything from cars to chargers to lights and batteries and all kinds of different stuff. And it's just been awesome, When I started this, I never imagined that, I was going to end up with, I don't even know how many cars. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. 18 cars now, a boat, and a helicopter. So that's where we're at. Oh, and 4 tanks, which you guys can't see, which we're trying to put together some fun. You guys probably seen one of the videos I put together with the tank. Just kind of being weird. But we're going to make some other funny little skits coming up here with the tanks. So it should be humorous. Yeah, no, thank you, Jeremy. I appreciate you joining the membership thing, man. It's the first time I've seen anybody in here in quite a while. With the Bars&tone emblem beside your name. It's really cool. Made a snowball day. Brandon went out and made a 2-foot ramp out of snow. That's what I'm waiting for, Brandon, too. It's just been cold. We've had flurries on and off and a dusting or 2 or 3 inches of snow. But I can't wait till we get one of those days where we get nice, heavy, thick, packable snow where I could make some ramps out of stuff in the back lot here and have a little fun with that stuff. And I know some of you guys were recently asking about the Locies, the Mini T and the Mini B, why those things haven't been out. And I actually put together a video 2 days ago with those. Actually brought the ramp out and was just out here. And guys, just running those little Losi Minis, the Mini T and the Mini B, I had a blast out here in the back parking lot. Jumping those things and just ripping them around. But we got a video on the Losis coming up, the little minis. Had a blast with that thing. Like I said, we got a Max video, and that thing was a really good time. Soon you'll be at 100 RC. Yeah, Earl, when I was out there in LA, and I was talking to you about the cars, and you started telling me about your collection, I about soiled myself. I cannot believe the extent of your collection is just That's something, man. You know, I've been trying to keep the cars to around 16 to 18 as far as just trying to keep my corner to what I have. I mean, I got lots of other space that direction, but I have my motorcycle and fishing stuff and other things over there. So I'm not trying to intrude. So I've always tried to stay around 16 or 18 cars, and I started hanging them up. You guys can't see them. No, you can't see them. But I have the Max and the Big Rock 4S hanging now on hooks. So, because the new car is coming tomorrow, so I got to make room. And that's why I was trying to, do the giveaway on the Everest to make room on the shelf. No, that got screwed up, but I'll put together another video tomorrow, guys, and post it up sometime tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, with the new Everest giveaway. And everybody will have to drop their comment down below again and go from there, I guess. Bars&tone used to race long ago. Now I love the bash. Yeah, Jeremy, and that's the thing. I'm in Virginia. Go. Brandon, I was just me and Trevor tonight on our way back from the racetrack. Me and him were just talking about that. We heard that Virginia got just pummeled with snow down there. You guys got what, like a couple feet? I heard, or something like that. Yeah, Ticey, I know. We got no snow here. I'm right here. I don't know where you're at, Ticey. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And if I'm not, I'm sorry. Because I'm right here, just a little bit north of Pittsburgh. So, I don't know what part of Ohio you're in either, but it's just cold and windy outside right now. Just looking through some of your comments and trying to catch up on some stuff. Wow, 1 to 2 feet deep in front of your house. Yeah, I'd like to get some snow like that. Honestly, that's my feelings about winter. If you're going to live in the area where you deal with the cold weather, I at least want snow. If I'm going to deal with the cold weather, I want snow. It's like this garbage where it's just really cold and windy can go take a hike, because if it's going to be cold like this, at least give me some snow. At least it makes it something to look at and something different. Because I'm tired of just the cold. We got no snow. Oh, you took your car to Colorado with you? There he is! The guy we were just talking about, Speed Psycho. What's up, buddy? Speed Psycho, while you're on here, because I've been trying to search through your channel to find that one video where you were having to go to the RC shop and you broke something, and then you get in a car, and I don't know, whoever it was, the girl, lady, wife, whatever it is in your car, had to take a dump, and it turned into this whole thing. I don't know what video that was, and I can't find it. So, if you have a name for that video, please post it up here, because I would like to know. Because I was honestly wanting a laugh last night, and I thought, oh, where's that video? Because I remembered I was in tears the first time I watched it. So I was trying to find it. You live in Connecticut. In Bangor, PA, right now for work. Oh, you're... Bangor. Where's Bangor, PA? I mean, I'm in PA. Where is that in PA? Is it on the east, or is it on the east coast or western side of Pennsylvania? Because I'm obviously on the western side of Pennsylvania near Pittsburgh. Thank you very much, 3DRC, for the donation. I really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much, man. You guys are too kind. I really appreciate that. What is it? I will. Give me a sec. I'll have to leave. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you gotta go check. Yeah, I want to know what video that was, Speed Psycho, because I'm sure anybody in here too will get a kick out of watching that whole that whole video. Just was hilarious. Robert Stewart, Heron 11 8. I'm not sure what that is. What is that, Robert? I'm not sure if I missed something here, what that's about. What's up, Philly B? How's it going, bud? And again, any of you guys that are just joining, do not send those a-holes any money through Venmo from the Everest giveaway video. I'm going to, unfortunately, probably have to repeat that a couple times, but I just want to make sure that that's why this whole stream started, was trying to make sure nobody Venmo'd that whole situation any money from the Everest giveaway. What's up, Speed? Yeah, I can't see. My chat's, like, the live chat things, like, not changing for me. So I see comments, but as far as who's in here, or how many people are in here, or anything else is not working for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know. Anybody else notice lately YouTube has been acting kind of funny with subscriber counts and comments and all that? Because, like, over the last, like, week, 1 minute I'll see, I'll open up the studio app and look through stuff, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's like a plus, 15, 20 subscribers change. It's gone up, right? I come back an hour or two later, and all of a sudden a bunch of comments that I answered are now disappeared. They're gone. And like 8 subscribers vanished. And then a few hours later, all of a sudden, 1 or 2 of the comments will come back. And some of the subscribers come back. It's been off and on. It's really weird. Wow, that is really bizarre. Ticey, NBRC, as soon as you said that, all of a sudden, everything just updated on my phone, and it now shows everything. All right, well, apparently all I had to do is complain. That works for all the Karens, right? You just complain, and suddenly everything just happens. So anyway, guys, what else are we working on or messing around with? Some other changes we made. I guess this is what this live stream's turning into now. It turned into damage control from the scammers to now just talking about changes to the RCs. The Typhon 6S, one of my favorite cars, obviously. We're also recently just put a new chassis into this thing and new braces. But also, one thing that I just put on this thing that I'm really enjoying on this car is I widened it out. I think they're 5 millimeters. Sometimes I'm terrible. I'll have to actually measure these because now I don't know. I'm not doing anything else, so if you guys want to listen to me bang my tools and stuff around, I gotta see, because I don't remember what weight these are, but these were hub extensions M2C sent me, and I put them on the Typhon because the Typhon's awesome, but I always wanted to have it a tiny bit wider, and they had these hub extensions, so I stuck them on here. NBL phones, listen, what? Wait a minute, you have the phone. You're right, NBRC. It's just like, I bet you I could sit here right now and talk about, who knows, defibrillators or something. I don't know why that did, but just start talking about a certain subject, and I will start getting those ads because, and this is how I knew that they were listening. I have never searched in the last, for years now, I've had the same air compressor. Anyway, I was at a buddy's house and we were talking about this, about how when you start talking about certain things, that all of a sudden you start getting the ads. So we're sitting there having a conversation in his basement, and I start talking about, and we were having this conversation about the subject. And I said, watch this. I said, I'm going to start just bringing up something random that I never talk about. So I start talking about how much I need an air compressor and how much I need a new air compressor, and repeat this probably a dozen times in the course of a 5-minute conversation. Sure enough, we're downstairs hanging out for about another hour, head upstairs, open up my phone, start getting the ads on Facebook from Amazon and other places with ads for air compressors on sale. I about died. I'm like, you know, they don't even try and hide it. Like, they don't even give you a few days to maybe forget your conversation you had about whatever item it might have been. They just start throwing it in your face immediately. It's the video, the X-Max video dedicated to Okay, boy, was that earlier on? Because I do remember that video now. But all right, well now at least I know which one it was. So anyway, guys, yes, you need a lap. Go to Speed Psycho's channel and go search for that video, the X-Max dedicated to Brock Diesel and Thunder RC. You guys will get a laugh out of it. Because I did. So anyway, let's see. I wanted to see what these extensions were I put on here. I wanted to say they were 5. No. Not really sure what. I guess they're 10? No, I'm sorry. They are 0.5. So, yeah. I threw these hub extensions on here. And they fit up really nicely. Again, let's try to see if you guys can see these, actually. But these are the hub extensions from M2C Racing. And these things really helped this Typhon. It's really nicely planted now. It gives a little more stability. And guys, I'm not on here. I'm just being flat out honest. I'm not on here trying to advertise or sell anything about M2C. It's just, yes, you know, obviously, a lot of you guys know I one of their testers, and they send stuff, and I get to do stuff and upgrade some cars and have some fun with it. I'm just talking about stuff that I'm putting on my cars. I'm not on here trying to push it to you guys by any means. I'm just on here discussing what I've been putting on the cars and have been liking and not liking. Do I know the price of those hub extensions? No, but could probably. Oh, I did see them too. I'm sorry, RC4. I'm trying to remember what they were. I keep wanting to say they were somewhere between like 40 and 60 bucks, I think, somewhere in that area. I could be completely wrong, but I seem to remember somewhere in that price range is what they were. And like I said, also on those X-Max hub extensions that they're, going to be releasing here soon, they're going to be a lot cheaper than the X-Max kit. So definitely be a great option for that thing because I'm really enjoying the X-Max with the widening. Earl, how have you been liking? Earl, are you still in here? Haven't seen Earl for a minute. Where'd Earl go? Anyway, Earl, if you're still in here, how are you liking the widened one? Your widened X-Max? You put the wide kit on, I believe yours. I think I remember seeing that. You just recent video on that. Remember when I said... There's a conversation going on here. How do you like that thing, Earl? Do you like it? Do you like it better with a wider stance? What is one thing, and I'm sorry, I'm my ignorance here on this, but what is the width, the total width that you gain with the X-Max version anyway? I'm just curious what the what the width is on that. Now, I'm just asking for your input on here because I'm just curious. Why do you say it's good for small jumps and not big sense? Is it bottoming out differently? Is it causing some other breakages? I've been trying to catch up on people's videos recently. I was sick and pretty much barely wanted to even turn on the television, much less read anything over the last 2 days. It was the day after New Year's. I got sick. I woke up the day, I guess it would have been the 2nd. And I woke up, man. I honestly first thought maybe like I had got COVID or something because, my sinuses, my lungs, everything were just, and I went and got a test and all that stuff. It wasn't that. Just kind of like a head, upper respiratory type cold. And it's mostly all cleared up, but as you guys can probably hear, I'm still a little bit congested from it. But I feel fine again. I watched the Traxxas promo video. Now, what were they having a hard time landing? Okay, can anybody answer this yet? What is the total width? Oh, 60 millimeter. Holy cow. Okay, so that's pretty wide. Because, I mean, like I said, the M2C ones I put on, they're 15 on each side, so you're gaining 30. Maybe that 60 is just too much. Because, I mean, that with the 15 on each side, I honestly, I don't want to take, I'm not taking them off. I really, really dig these. And I'm going to try to, in case anybody's curious, I'm going to pull the wheel off, if anybody wants to see this. I'm sorry about that devastation. It's never easy losing a pet, man. I'm going to pull one wheel off and show you guys this so you can see what these are. Because I first started thinking people were getting the wrong impression that they were hub extensions, like that they went on to the existing hub, and that wasn't the case at all. They're actually whole new hubs. Yeah, I mean, any of you guys that seen the video with this X-Max down there at the skate park, seen that, you know, these were not flimsy by any means, and they were holding up very well. Now, this is the one that I lost my set screw in. Of course, I take off the one wheel that I lost the set screw in. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to see if you guys can see these. I'll tell you what, I'll bring it. I'll hoist this thing up over here. So, geez, oh man. So as you guys can see there, these are whole new hubs. Like, they completely bolt in. This is the 24 millimeter hex adapter from, like, the Armas that go on there. And then they'll also have the 12, or the whatever it is, not the 12, the 17, like the Traxxas. You can put those on there. But these will be, they're whole new hubs. They bolt, you just clip into your existing drive shafts and fit in there. The new version, the thing that they're kind of working on is a spacer piece that goes in between the hex and your bearing. Right now there's those clips, the regular style clips that hold on your hexes on the X-Max that retain these right now on your bearing like they normally do. But they're looking at a little Delron spacer or something that's going to go in between the hex and your bearing to basically fill that gap and keep that from possibly trying to go in or anything like that. The little clip is holding up really well. I had no problems with it. But that is something, one last little thing I think that they're messing with on it. Well, yeah, I don't know. With the 60 millimeters, that might be a little much for all of it. I mean, that's basically double the width of this. And honestly, the 15 on either side feels pretty much perfect. It gave it a lot more stability. It handled really nice. And, I mean, it took an almost 40-foot drop out of the sky onto pavement, and none of my drive shafts broke. None of the extensions bent or anything. Nothing else broke. So I don't feel like it's putting a lot of other pressure on anything else with doing just 15. So maybe the 60 is just a little bit overkill. I don't know. I'm not running it, so I didn't get to run it to know what it feels like or how it handles. Yeah, I seen the pin fell. I did grab it. It was on the ground. This is the one thing, the little, your grub screw that sets into the center of this one. I lost one. I ordered, oh, wait a minute. You know what? I actually forgot. This was the wheel that... Be right back. I went to Lowe's, and they actually had the grub screws. So while it's sitting here, I guess I'll get this so I don't lose the pin again. Because there was this one wheel that I lost the grub screw out of. So I went up to Lowe's and got a bunch of new grub screws. I picked up a whole, I don't know, probably 5 packs of these things. Just so that I had extra ones. You always end up losing them. I worry about the plastic C's breaking easier. But wide kit from Traxxas, you can't really control it after a few bad landings. Yeah, I think... Yeah, that was a big thing on why... I think I grabbed the wrong size grub screw. I grabbed the smaller ones and the bigger ones, and I think I grabbed the wrong ones off the wall. I'll be back. There's the right one, I think. Jeez, man. You know, I started this parts wall over here so that I had more stuff on hand and easy to find. And half the times I find myself not being able to dig through it. Yeah, I don't know, Earl. That's, you know, with anything, yeah, that was a big thing why, you know, obviously before these hub extensions and this wide kit went from M2C that, you know, they wanted a bunch of guys to go out there and just beat the snot out of them. And why I dropped the X-Max off that vert ramp was to kind of see if these things would bend, break, or cause, you know, axles to bend or anything else. And I didn't. And nobody else so far is having any issues with anything. So I think that's... there we go. All right, so now we actually got all the grub screws in all the wheels. By the way, if you're wondering, they are a M6 by 6 millimeter metric socket set screw for the X-Max grub screws. But yeah, I mean, so far, they've been holding up really well. And as long as I don't, after putting on this center brace, I'm excited to get this thing on there. I'll be curious to see how everything else continues, because as long as I don't snap any chassis in half again, because, you know, I mean, it's not terrible to change everything out, but man, that day I started tearing this thing apart, and when I first seen it at the track, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I got something broken in the steering linkage, and a couple other little things. Man, I pulled that front bulkhead off of that thing, and then find out that broken, and then I slide the rear bulkhead off, and a piece of the center chassis falls off. I'm just like, oh no. I had to make 2 trips down to the hobby shop to pick up all the parts, and the only hobby shop that had them was about 45 minutes away. So I had 2 trips back and forth to the hobby store to get all the parts for this thing. Because, of course, I couldn't find everything that I needed online at the moment. Or I could find it, but they was going to take like 14 to 16 days, it said, to ship here. And I'm like, all right, I ain't waiting that long. So figured I'd make the trip to the hobby store and get everything together. What diff fluid do you use in your Limitless, front and rear? You know, the Limitless? To be completely honest, I have not touched the differentials in the Limitless. That is one thing I don't think I have done anything with now. You know, I put the center spool thing in there, the motor, and set up the suspension a little differently. But the diffs are completely stock. And we hit 121 with it so far. I think I got a little more tuning to do with the ESC or finding out where I'm getting... I don't know, I feel like it should be pulling harder near the top, and it doesn't seem to be, and I don't know if it's gearing or something with the batteries. I'm not 100% sure yet, but, you know, I really thought that I was going to hit something a little bit harder or get a little bit further past that, but, I mean, that was the last run. The last run I got when I finally found that road that I got a good stretch out of, you know, I hit 121, and I was still really happy and proud with that, and thing was driving straight as an arrow. So that was my main goal for especially this year, was just to get the thing to drive in a straight line and not crash it into something. I know, not giant goals there, but they were good for me. Love fixing my RCs. It is, Robert. That's one of my most enjoyable times. Traxxas kit, good for grass, flat runs, asphalt. It is way better for jumps below 5 feet. Bars&tone, no big airs as the upper A-arms act like springs. Oh. So it becomes too much plastic in there kind of flexing along. It makes sense. I could build 2 X-Maxes with the parts I have. You know, Speed Psycho, I do not doubt that for a split second. I watch your videos, and I don't know how you even get... I don't know how you manage to put together sometime the 10, 15-minute long videos you do, because the way that you are just completely and utterly recklessly launching your cars, I'm amazed that they last as long as they do, man. But I love it. It's a great time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I had a better explanation on the differential fluids, but they're all just stock. They're all just the stock fluids in that thing. So, yeah. I don't know if there's any better setups that I should be running. I don't know. I mean, Earl is definitely a great person to ask about that too, if he wants to answer any questions, that is, on that. But I'm just running the stock stuff. I don't know if, you know, fluid changes are going to change a lot of stuff, other than maybe keeping them going straighter or not pulling certain directions. Again, speed run stuff is not by any expertise, by any meaning. And even on the race video I put together tonight. Thank you, Black Sheep. I really appreciate that, buddy. That was really kind of you. Much appreciated, man. But yeah, as you guys will see from the RC track video tonight, as soon as I got to the track and I started running the Techno, I put a disclaimer at the beginning. I said, warning, I am not a racer. So what you will see here is not by any means, I forget what I wrote exactly, but I put up a warning because honestly, at the beginning of the night, you know, first trying to get used to the track, because I've only ever been on a track 3 times. The first 2 times was last year, and now this time was the first time I've been on this track since, they completely changed the whole layout of the track. So it was like learning the whole thing all over again. And with a new car, and with a car that was kind of too large. I mean, that track, a lot of guys were running up there, what they were, the little low-seas, they were like the 10, he said they were 10 scale. But, I mean, they were the size of this. I don't know what it was, but like this little match buggy, it was the size of this. I can't remember which. There was a match, or there was a low-C, and there was a Techno about this size. And they were a perfect size for that track. I mean, they were able to cut all the little sharp turns really quickly and really zip around that track. So that's definitely a great size for that truck. That Techno is a little bit on the large side for that indoor track, but it was still a blast. See you later, Philly, if you're leaving. Appreciate you stopping by, buddy. Yep, Robert Stewart. Okay, I just need one part to fix my Typhon. What are you missing for your Typhon, Robert? I have many different parts sitting around here. I have parts here. I was going to put together a thing, because I have a bunch of Arma 3S stuff, like some A-arms, spur gears, and some other miscellaneous stuff. I had sent a bunch of the stuff along with, I think it was the Big Rock. One of the other giveaways, not the Big Rock, but the Granite. One of the other giveaways I had done, I had tried to gather up as many of the extra parts I had. But I have a whole bunch of extra parts for stuff that I don't have the cars anymore. Black Sheep, what do you... What is a really good electric screwdriver? Well, guys, I've been using this, and I mean, obviously, this is kind of overkill for RC. However, it's got a very smooth trigger to it, so it makes it easy to control. This is the Milwaukee M18. However, it's a little on the large side, but when you start working on the fifth scales and stuff like that, it comes in great handy. I was just up at Lowe's or Home Depot, whatever it was, whenever I was picking up the set screws for this thing, and I had one for work that I used in the truck I work in. They're made by DeWalt. They're the Gyro Screwdriver. They are awesome. They're compact. They're pretty small. And I don't know if you've ever seen those before, but you hit the button, and whichever way, whatever amount you start twisting your wrist, they're I know it might sound kind of weird or difficult to control, but they're not. They are an awesome, awesome driver. Those DeWalt drivers are perfect for working on stuff because they're small, they're easy, they're light. The battery life on them is great. I'm going to pick one up. I just didn't get one that day because there was nobody in the hardware department to unlock the tool for me to get one. So I sat there for about 10 minutes and just gave up and left. And with my grub screws and left the store. But next time I go up there, I'm going to get one because I really love those gyros. Yeah, those DeWalt gyro drivers are awesome. Jeremy, it's hard as temp plays a big part in California. Yeah. Or how about the Talon Diff? I'm running 50K front. Now, the Talon Diffs, what I'm running now in pretty much all of my 6S cars, the Talons, I'm running 50 in the front, 20 in the rear, and earplugs in the center. And I'm really digging that setup. You obviously always tend to, with the front being, you want the front a little bit thicker, especially on the bashers, so that you don't get that one wheel ballooning so much in the front, and it usually always tends to happen in the front, of course. But that's what I've been running in the 6S cars now, as I started running 50 front, 20 rear, and silicone. Or you can run something 50, 100,000 if you don't want to go to earplugs in the center, and you could run 200,000 or a million in the center and do it that way too. I just like running the center diffs locked up with the earplugs. Yeah, Earl's same way. It's just, it locks them up, but it doesn't lock it up like if you were to stick, a spool in there or something. It still allows that whenever you get those landings and it twisting on the center drive shaft, that those gears are still allowed to give a little bit. Because the earplugs will twist and allow that cushion so you don't start blowing stuff apart. So that's why the earplugs, I think, are the best route for that. And I know Kevin Talbot swears by that. He's always done them. The silicone earplugs seem to be a great way to do the centers on the 6S cars. Bengals are in the playoffs. No way. Wait a minute. No, that's the Browns. I every time I hear, any of you guys know, Pittsburgh and Cleveland Browns are not, always the greatest of friends. There's always been a battle there. Wait a minute. RC for all, where are you? I think I've asked you this question before, but I have the memory sometimes of a mouse, I guess, or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. I think they may have a better memory than me. But we forget about... Yeah, I always forget about the Bengals. As soon as I think of an Ohio football team, the first thing I think of for some reason is the Cleveland Browns, just because, there's always that thing between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. You know what? I don't know. RC, if you know what the worst part is, I completely forgot about, obviously sending you stuff how I managed to forget that. Louisville, Kentucky. We've been down to, I don't know, I wasn't even that far away from you. I've been just trying to make sure that whenever I'm in places with travel with work, but the problem is I wasn't down there, our work schedules when I've been down in Kentucky, because I spent pretty much my whole entire summer, all in either Atlanta, Kentucky, Alabama, Louisiana, and Florida. I spent my whole entire summer bouncing around between those states, and wanting to see, try and read up with more people. It's just convenient, like, and I'm heading back out to Los Angeles, and I'm going to be out there for a long period of time for the Super Bowl, so it makes it a little bit easier to try to set things up. Thank you much, Black Sheep, for stopping by, buddy. I really appreciate that, and thanks for the donation card thing, whatever those are called. Yeah, the stickers. Thank you, buddy. Have a good night at work. If you have extra diffs for the Typhon 3S, I'm going to go through my box. Tell you what, Robert, whatever your, I don't know what, one of my last normal videos that I posted up, you'll see in the description on one of them. I try to post it up on either one, but I'm terrible with sometimes putting links in the description, just to be honest with you. But on a lot of them, I put my email. It's barsandtonerc@yahoo.com. All written out one word, just bars and tone. But anyway, find my email down there and shoot me an email. And I'll get in contact with you, and I'll go through my bin here of all my 3S parts. I have new stuff on the shelf of like spur gears and diff gears and some other stuff, and I have a whole bunch of stuff that was... I have a whole Senton in a box up there. Minus the chassis, but a whole entire arm of Senton up there in that box, actually. So shoot me an email, and I will send you out all the 3S parts that I have for all the 3S Arma line. Because like I said, none of it I'm really using now, because the big rock I have on 4S, and I've changed a lot of things on that thing over. But as far as all the gears, diffs, and all this stuff that I have for it, I'll send your way, man. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll just take that box right here. I'll show you. I also have, I have a brand new Techno chassis, not even out of the plastic. Techno ET for the ET48 2.0 that I never even took out of the plastic because I put the M2C Racing race chassis under mine. But I have a brand new chassis here. I don't know what to do with it at this point. I'm either going to just hold on to it, or maybe start another build, or I don't know. A nice chassis. Jerry, 1 million. Yeah, I want to see what's all in this box, because I put this up here so it's quite a while ago. I've honestly forgot what's all in here. I'm going to have to roll the X-Max out of the way. Use the EXB. The EXB diffs. That used to be a word you never would say, especially around me or Earl, was a Creighton EXB differential. That was the no-no word for quite a while. Let's see. Yeah, anyway. So yeah, here's for Senton. Front whole differential assembly and drive shafts. Well, here's rear shocks, camber links, axles, A-arms. Those are RPM A-arms. Whole rear differential assembly. Everything there, gears, all of it. And then there's skid plates, battery boxes, other differential yokes. But I will basically just fill this box with everything I got, buddy, and I will send it off to you. If you're looking for some armor parts for 3S line, you come to the right place. So I'll get everything torn out here tonight and tomorrow and get this box filled up with everything I have, and I'll get it off to you, man. Just shoot me an email with your name and address and everything, and I'll get it to you, man. By the way, Jeremy, since you were remembering here, and you got that cool little sticker beside your name, did you get stickers? Because that's part of the thing, if you do the membership, that I'll get you some stickers, a variety of some stickers sent to you. So, Jeremy also, here, I'll tell you, I'm going to put my email address here. Shoot me an email with your address so I can get you a variety of stickers sent to you, man. If I can type. So, there we go. Jeremy, shoot me an email to there with your name and information so I can get you some stickers and stuff sent to you. I really appreciate you joining the membership thing, man. It's really awesome. And Brandon, I'm sorry, Robert. Getting the names mixed up here. Apologize, guys. But Robert, shoot me an email with your name and address, and I will get you a whole bunch of Arma 3S stuff sent to you. Best Arma EXB. Well, that's a loaded question. My favorite Arma EXB at the moment is, and the problem is if you're talking out of the box, just getting it out of the box and running it, I would have to say the Creighton. However, my favorite EXB is my Italian hoagie. That's why I stopped trying to say Italian, because people were correcting me saying it's not Talon, it's Italian or whatever. It sounds like Italian minus the anyway. My Italian hoagie, the Italian, is my favorite EXB. I mean the car, but I've done a lot of things to it. I put the 4S backflip tires on it. I put the Hobby Wing Max 5 combo in there with the 1650 kV motor. And the thing's just an absolute beast. Like I said earlier in the video, it's pretty much my favorite car. It's just awesome. Do I have any merch for sale? I do. Again, not in this video because I just threw this live stream up, but in pretty much all of my description and all my videos, there's a link to my merch site. There's t-shirts. They're in the midst right now. The merch site is in the midst of changing over the new logo from the old logo. So the long sleeve shirt has the new logo with the Bars&tone written down the sleeves. But the t-shirts still have the old logo. And I'm trying to get them to change everything over. And it seems to be not happening really fast. But they all will be at some point. But the old logo is still on there too. But anyway, there's stickers on there. There's t-shirts. There's long shirts. There's beanie hats. There's ball caps. There's even coffee mugs on there. A little bit of everything. But using all the description in all my normal videos, there's the link to the merch site down there if anybody wants to get anything. The Italian should have bought instead of this dumb iPhone. You don't like your new iPhone? I'm about to go buy the new iPhone 13. Should I not buy the new iPhone? Now you have me scared. I have a coworker that bought the new iPhone, and we were doing... Where the heck just were we? Oh, we were doing, guys, this is so terrible. Sometimes work just like blurs together. It was a football game. It was one of the college football championships, like semifinal games or something we were just doing. Anyway, getting side diverted here. He had just bought the new iPhone, and he was outside the truck, and I was going outside occasionally talking to him, and literally all I heard him do was yelling at his phone because it was not doing any of the same normal things that his old phone did, and he was not real happy with it. My iPhone 12 is really nice and good upgrade for my Samsung. Oh, no. No. Sawyer, we're not having the Android versus iPhone discussion in here. Every time I get into this argument with my sisters, it's never just like, it's always, Android stinks, iPhone, blah, 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 blah. It's like the same thing between people saying Traxxas is better versus Arma's better. I prefer iPhone. Not because it's better. I know you get a lot more free stuff with Android. How are we getting into phones now? Anyway, you get a lot more free stuff on Android. You can get more free music and all kinds of good stuff. However, when I started my work, and a lot of forums that a lot of different networks and places that we work for within television were sending me, the Androids were not happy with. I always had to download some other new app or download this or download that to make these different files open up, and it was driving me nuts. I got an iPhone, and the iPhone just converts everything. It just makes everything work. And that was the thing I loved about Apple products, period, is they just work. You don't have to download a bunch of garbage. You don't have to make this and change that to make it work. It just works. So that's why I liked Apple, was just because it suited me and what I was doing in my work. And I just liked the fact that I didn't have to mess around with a bunch of other stuff. So, we don't get into Nokia, man. I used to have one of those old school Nokias that you see people laughing about, being able to die. And I seen a picture of somebody having one concreted in a sidewalk. I used to have one of those guys. And let me tell you, that stuff ain't no lie. Those phones were indestructible. You could drop those things in a toilet, shake it off, and make a phone call. They didn't care. They just put up with anything. Those phones were incredible. I've seen so many things of people using those recently, or not using them, but literally getting them, powering them up, getting a new battery, and they've been sitting in somebody's basement. There was one that they found outside. They dried it off and let it off and put a new battery in it. The thing powered up and still worked. You drop any Android or iPhone phone outside for a day and try and power that sucker back up. Good luck. What's up, Addicted RC, or Addicted to RC? How's it going, buddy? Pagers. Oh, dude. RC for all. Let me tell you. How old was I? I had to been, I don't know, maybe 17, 18. When I got my first pager, and number one, I thought I was the freaking bee's knees, man. I know that sounds like a really old word. But I felt awesome walking around with my pager on my hip. That was the thing, man. It's like, the minute you got a page, hold on, pull over. I go hit the payphone. I got to call this person back. The pager days. And then you started getting the smart pagers when everything you thought things were really awesome. And then you got these pagers that you could now text back and forth. When the text messages first started, being able to text through your pager, that was freaking awesome. I thought that was a great feature. And now, you just have one thing that just does everything. Phones, all these electronics that everybody uses, it's like, so much of it is so great. It makes your everyday life better and helps and easier. But at the same time, social media is a disaster. I mean, there's so many people getting famous and rich for just the absolute worst and wrong reasons. It's just unbelievable. I know we were going off in all kinds of different directions here now. We're talking about pagers and phones, but honestly, we don't never. 911. Yeah. Oh yeah. You got the 911 page. You had to make that phone call back immediately. Those were the important stuff. We are old. Yeah. What's going on? I thought I'd let you know you were showing your age. Yes, I know, David. I'm sorry. I am showing my age. One point I used to sit there and be like, yeah, I'm getting older and getting older, but I'm 43. Yeah. And you know what? I don't regret it. I have had a really fun time. Really had a fun time growing up. Got to experience a lot of stuff. And honestly, I feel kind of grateful that I was kind of in a weird, a lot of us that are in this age group, right now between, I'd say, 38 and 45, somewhere in that area, are in this weird age group where it's like, you had the generation before us that hate electronics, hate phones, hate pagers, don't want to learn computers, don't want to deal with any of it. And I get it. We were kind of all in this weird age group where it was like, we kind of like doing stuff, a lot of stuff the old way, but at the same time, we fully embrace the electronics and new stuff coming out. And then you have the new generation now that's just all electronics and doesn't understand and thinks doing things the way we used to do stuff is just stupid. it was kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of a neat generation that I was in the years that, honestly, I fully enjoyed. You know, I had enough time. I guess there was a meme or something I saw about this, or some video, but it's absolutely true. We are in an awesome generation where we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have trackers, we didn't have all this stuff. You know, we went out with our friends on a Saturday night and went out and got into usually trouble and doing stupid things. There wasn't no video recording. There wasn't no recordings of any of this stuff. There's no evidence left. It's in our memories at this point. And it's probably a good thing, because there definitely are things that if they were on film, yeah, our parents and people would probably be very disappointed in us. But it was a great era. I love it. Dude, let me tell you something. A buddy of mine that I grew up with, I don't know if he's in here. He usually never comments, but his buddy of mine, Lionel, that's his nickname we go by. He, I think, was the last standing person in the United States to have a rotary phone. I think he recently, I'm not even positive, he still might even have it in his basement. But I remember growing up, man, we always used to go to his basement because we always worked on our dirt bikes at his house. And we'd always go over there, and man, that big old rotary phone would ring on the wall, and it was there forever. Like, I remember all growing up, he was the last person. I'm like, dude, are you ever going to get rid of this phone? He's like, why? It continues to work. He still might have that rotary phone down there, but I know it was there for sure up until about 2 years ago. I know I saw it there. So unless in the last 2 years he's gotten rid of it, he still has a rotary phone in his basement. How to use my phone properly. Yeah, you know. Speed Psycho. You know, I just hope that I can try to give you a laugh occasionally as much as you make me laugh during your stuff, dude. So, you know, yeah, we have had many great times throughout growing up. And kind of growing up more in the country, because, you know, I grew up on a farm. My parents owned a farm. And, you know, it just kind of grew up. We just got to raise all kinds of, you know what, I mean, had, I think, 150, something like that, acres. And you just got there and do whatever you wanted to, you know, from, you name it. You know, I started, you know, built our own motocross on one section of it. Me and a whole bunch of buddies, we built a full motocross track out there that I practiced every day on. And we used to go up there. We had a gigantic cannon and blowing stuff up. And, I mean, we just had a ball. But it was great because, you know, we grew up in the country, but we're only 10 minutes away from the mall and everything else. So I think it was always nice, close, and convenient. I know this is a weird stream tonight, maybe, guys. I hope you guys are enjoying it. I know it's kind of random, and we're not fixing anything. It started off as the whole trying to fix the scammers from the crawler giveaway. And again, guys, this will be up, and you will get the Fly Sky GT3 transmitter with it, and the Everest 10. This will be, like I said, I'll put together another video tomorrow and try and get it up. It's not going to have anything about a giveaway in the title. It's just going to show the picture of the Everest and say, like, entry or something like that. Because I don't want it attracting any attention to these a-hole scammers again. Because that just was annoying, having to go through and delete and do all that. The ripple is due to the incomplete... Wait a minute. What conversation is going on in here? You smashed into the Porta-John. Yeah, you know, that Porta-John... It's missing the door now. The door got ripped off the Porta-John, and I don't even know... I mean, we slammed into the Porta-John door a couple times. But the Porta-John was always in the worst spot. Everywhere I want to launch my cars down at that motocross track, there's always an obstacle in the way. There's either a Porta-John, there's a telephone pole, or a tree, or a fence. And pretty much the 4 favorite jumps down there, there's an obstacle that if you don't jump over it, you're pretty much toast. Loves that RC. Yeah, where'd you see that? Chad Davis. Yeah, I grew up racing. I raced for quite a number of years. We had a lot of fun. Shovel around. I raced 125 and 250. I had a lot of great times with it. Till I really hurt myself. We were at a practice track. Again, showing my age for any of you guys that follow or know motocross. Whenever freestyle was first really starting, people were doing the knack-knacks and the heel clickers, and that stuff just started. Well, I decided I was going to try to get, practice with it and learning some of it. So one of the other tricks that were just starting that I seen one person kind of pull off was the seat surfer. This is called the surfer, where you in midair you jump up and you stand on top of your seat, and then as you're getting ready to land, drop back down the bike. I kept jumping, practicing, standing up on a seat, but I wouldn't let go of the bars fully. I was kind of paranoid. Well, the first time I get up, I jump up on top of the seat, and I went to pick my foot back off the seat. Well, anybody that knows motocross boots, up along the front toe, there's little spikes, or there's big nails that hold the front toe plate in. Well, one of those had come about halfway out, and I didn't know it. Well, it got hooked in my Kevlar seat. I panicked and completely kicked the bike out from underneath me, and I free fell from about 3 stories in the air. Came down on my tailbone, broke a bunch of ribs, jacked myself all up, and that was pretty much my ending to the whole freestyle thing, and wasn't a lot of fun. Let me tell you something. Having to carry around an inflatable donut and a pillow for 2.5 months, everywhere you go into restaurants, having to carry a little donut ring with you and a pillow just gets old and really ridiculous looking, because that's what I had to do. I mean, I don't know if anybody out there has ever broke their tailbone, like really fully broke it, but it is one of the most painful things I've ever broken. I've broken fingers, my ankles, fingers, wrist. That tailbone was by far the worst thing ever. It was just, ugh. That was no fun. All right, NBRC, we're probably going to wrap this up here pretty soon. I know we've just been sitting here now talking about just random stuff. But I appreciate all of you hanging in there and sticking around. I really do. And I appreciate everybody stopping in and getting to kind of just go over some stuff. And I'm really hoping that nobody, I'm pretty sure that everybody was smart enough at this point in the world with scammers and all that nobody would have sent any of these idiots any money. But I just wanted to make sure that, the word was out there as quick as I could that all this stuff was, not legit. Obviously, I was not me asking for $1. I'm not going to give something away and then ask for money. That's just doesn't even make sense. But anyway, broken getting off a ski. I fell off a ski lift once. We used to go snowboarding all the time too when I raced dirt bikes. We used to go up to the Seven Springs and different stuff like that, snowboarding all the times in Peak and Peak. I was up in New York, and one time we were probably about, maybe 15, 20 feet. But the snow was really deep, and we thought we were going to be safe just jumping off the ski lift. Well, I don't know, it might work better if you got skis on, but dropping out of the sky with a snowboard attached to your legs does not work out very well. I'll just tell you that, because it all ended. It was not landing how I had it imagined in my brain. None of it happened, and it just kind of looked like somebody tossed me out of the ski lift, kind of flipping and falling to the ground. It wasn't a great experience. Yeah, Peak and Peak is really nice. I really enjoyed it up there. They were always really nice. But anyway, guys, I think play the boom behind. Oh, dude, Speed Psycho, yeah. We used to do that with the inflatable tubes. A couple of our buddies had some really fast, snowmobiles, and we used to go up there and get towed behind with our long piece of rope. And man, when they'd cut that corner and gas on it again, you would whip around those corners so fast. I mean, you're holding on for dear life trying to hold on to that rope, because the inner tube is now went from this wide to stretched out like this. and you're skipping along on this 1 foot little piece wide of rubber underneath you. It's amazing more people, don't get seriously jacked up in that stuff. Oh, geez. Yes, big snowmobile jumps can be very sketchy, I bet. I've ridden them a bit and jumped them smaller stuff. But, yeah, nothing like that. I never tried the car hood, Joe. I've seen lots of people do it, but I never tried, skidding around on a car hood. But I imagine it would work really good. I mean, you got a perfect big old sled. Yeah, that's probably a good idea, Speed. Full leather suit on would probably be the best attire for that. That way, at least you just kind of go skipping along on that. Yeah, I'm hoping, Hawthorne, that at some point we get snow. I'd like to go out and rip around. Kind of like to take out maybe the X-Max or, I don't know, doesn't matter, something out in the snow. And have a little fun out there and that stuff, but unfortunately it's just been cold. Thanks, Chad, I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, I think we're going to call tonight. Like I said, I just want to come on here and kind of chat with everybody for a little bit. It's been a little bit since we did a live stream. And I'm sorry it was under the circumstances it was tonight. Hopefully, I got a bunch of parts that are showing up tomorrow and the next couple days. Doing, what do I got coming? I got a bunch of stuff. Oh, I got a bunch of stuff coming. Some upgrades for the Typhon and some upgrades for, what else was there? Oh, and stuff for the crate I'm going to get put together. So I might decide to fire everything up properly here and get all the cameras and lighting properly. And we'll do another stream while we're working on the Typhon and the Creighton. The Creighton, I don't know if we'll work on that because honestly, there's usually a lot of swear words involved when I'm working on that thing for some reason. It's the only car that drives me crazy working on. But anyway, I came for the RC giveaway. Well, you're here for the RC giveaway. However, you'll have to enter a new video tomorrow because of the scammers. I know it's probably like the fifth time I've said this during this video. However, anyway, guys, in case you're all wondering, we had to delete the video for the Everest. So anybody out there that's watching this or on here now that hasn't been listening, there'll be a new video tomorrow for the Everest. Comment on that one. I had to delete the old one because the scammers screwed it all up. So there'll be another take 2 on this. But that's it for that. Thanks, Earl. Thanks, Earl, for stopping in. Thanks, RC. For all, thanks, Speed Slacker. Thank you, everybody that has joined in tonight. I really appreciate everybody stopping by. This was awesome. Great getting to chat with you guys. Honestly, it was kind of nice just not even really working with anything, just sitting here talking about random stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I have actually had some fun just getting to actually sit here and talk through the comments and answer stuff back with you and kind of communicate a little bit more. It was fun. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I appreciate you stopping in, man. I'm glad it made your night a little more fun. But I think that's going to do it, guys. Thank you, everyone, again, for dropping by. I really appreciate always the support to the channel, guys. I just couldn't be happier with, the group of people we got in here as a subscriber base. I'm just really happy with, there's not, a lot of garbage and just a great group of people. And I really appreciate everybody continuing to drop by and drop the comments and likes and watching the videos and just everything. It's a great hobby. It's great people. Couldn't ask for anything more. But that's going to do it, guys. So, you know how this goes. Until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.